Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Amasid and today we are opening 15 sets of Deadly Joy, which gives the Torrent Reclamation belt. Now thanks to Bot Frank for provided 10 of these sets, and I said, you know what, I'll match you. I originally was going to do 10, but getting these cards, I was getting no replies from a lot of people. Getting these cards, getting up to 10 was difficult, so I said I'll just do 5. So I'm matching him at 50%. These 5 are mine and these 10 are his, and let's see if we can't hit something good. So for those who don't know, let's go ahead and pull this up. Torrent's Reclamation is this guy here. The belt generally sells for Corrupted. No matter what, it's going to sell for 16, 17, 18x, somewhere in there, minimum. Now, the cards each are 3x a pop. So let's just run the math, right? 60 cards, 180x for 10 sets. Now, there's a whole lot of options of things we can get because it's 2 implicit corruption. So we're going to kind of go through that in the price checking section of the video. But it's 180x just for his, and then a solid 90x for mine, making this 270x worth of Torrent's Reclamation cards, Deadly Joy cards. So my hope is that we can hit some really cool things here. I think the general thing we're looking for, right, is going to be aura effects, maybe crit multi during flask, movement speed, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and turn in Bot Frank's cards first and see if we can't hit some really good stuff for him. First one is Cast Speed, Area Effect. Okay. Crit chance during rarity's not great, right? But the crit chance seems like it might be worth something. We'll see. Discipline, Aura Effect, and all res. Ooh, this is spicy. This could be spicy. Let's see. Discipline, Aura Effect, all res again. Is it the same roll? Same roll. Yeah, nice. It's also, both of them are max Aura Effect buffs. This one's really spicy. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can't get something good. Area Effect, Malevolence. Okay. Dex, Int, and Cast Speed also could be good. I think there's a lot of really good options here. So we're going to see. We're going to price check this afterwards. Grace Aura Effect, probably less good than Discipline, right? But still not bad. Discipline and Anger, double Aura Effect. Malevolence, Strength, and what was this one? Dex and Int, and this one is Strength and Dex, Malevolence. And the last one for Bot Frank is Strength, Dex, and Crit Multi. Whoa. Okay, super cool. Super cool. Let's see. Let's turn this in, and then we'll turn in my sets. So again, these were 180x for his and 90x for mine at half the value. Dex, Int, Area Effect. I don't think that's as good. Movement Speed. Let's go. Dex, Int, and Movement Speed. Max Life and Zealotry Aura Effect. The first Zealotry and the first Max Life. Huh. Dex, Strength, and Max Life. What's the rolls there? Good rolls. Yeah. These are good solid rolls. This one's solid. Yeah, okay. And this one, last one, is Rarity and Cast Speed. Probably one of the worst ones so far. So let me separate these. Get these guys all squared away. And let's not forget, again, these selling back minimum, no matter the corruption, will sell for probably at most maybe an X or 2 loss per belt. But we're not in this to break even or lose a little. We're in this to make sick cash. So without further ado, let me cut out here and I will price check these and get back to you guys in just a minute. Alrighty, everyone, we are back. Now, before we get into this, I am going to say, please take the pricing with this with a huge grain of salt, because there's a very small sample size for these belts, especially with 2 corruptions, things like that. Hitting belts with, the same 2 corruptions is very unlikely. So focusing on singular mods is kind of the route I had to take. Where there were options that there were doubles, I based it off of it. But again, please, this is not exact by any means. This could vary by a decent margin, but I did want to give you guys an idea of what I was seeing. So please, again, don't put too much stock in this. I'm doing the best I can with the information I have, but don't put too much weight into these exact prices as exact numbers. They're gonna vary. So these guys are all 18s. These are all Bot Franks and these are all mine. So Bot Franks here. So again, relatively standard double corrupt, all things considered, 18. I think a few of these I did see exact matches, but a few again not. So cast speed and then percent stat increases to about 18 for that one. Again, cast speed again, area of effect similar, 18, roughly base price. These are basically break even belts, right? So Malevolence again, there was, if you're excluding the area of effect, which is not a hugely important mod, In this situation, you get Malevolence Aura Effect, which again had ones in about the 17, 18, 19 range. Similar situation here. The Grace one, there was an exact one like this that was, I believe it was 19x, I want to say. So I put this at about 18. There was an exact one with the All Res and Grace Aura Effect. So these are all 18s. Getting to this one, excluding rarity, just looking at crit chance, they're about 20x for just crit chance, so that's nice. This is a very solid roll. I think this is like, it's a mid-tier roll, and because it can't be changed, it's better than not, right? So I put this in the lower end, but it's maybe more like 21x, but 20x is fair. This guy here, so the double aura effect, there was an exact one for this for 25x, so I undercut it slightly at 23, just to understand again that to price down, just to make sure I'm being reasonable as best I can. So we have Anger and Discipline double aura effect. That's about 23. There was one for 25. There was exact Discipline ones that they were 19% aura effect and all res, and I think there were 15 all res, and it was 25x, I want to say. So I priced these exactly as that. So I thought this was going to be a little bit better, but I guess Discipline plus something else might have been better, but Discipline is very strong, right? And it's also a perfect roll on both of these, which is pretty cool. I will also note that the rolls do matter on this belt, like the explicit rolls, but for the sake of doing this, I'm looking more closely at the implicits, because the explicits, there's not a huge price discrepancy between the explicit rolls. If you roll a perfect belt, that's one thing, but other than that, there's not a huge discrepancy between those rolls. Okay, so this guy, again, Malevolence plus the stats is basically better than which one? This Malevolence one, but I saw one again, similar pricing. This is solid rolls, and it's going to be about 25x for that guy. And this guy, the crit multi during Flask Effect is obviously carrying this, and I saw them in right around this range for crit multi plus another corrupt. There was a couple that had different 2 stat corruptions, but this one I decided to put right around 27x. You probably might be able to get a little more. It might be go for 25, but I'd say in the 25 to 30 plus x range is about right. Okay, moving on to mine. So cast speed rarity, this is probably the worst belt of them all. This might sell for more like 17 or 16, but 18 seems like a break even because cast speed is not terrible, but that's what that is. Then max life, strength, dex. This is a pretty interesting one just because it has perfect max life and perfect strength, so it's kind of a cool health belt, so to speak. Even though this is not really what you want for that, it's still kind of neat. This one's about 20x, maybe more like 18 to 20x, but in that range, right? This guy, Zealotry max life, not bad. Zealotry is a really strong aura effect for this. It's a bad roll, which kind of sucks. It's only 16%, but they were selling in the 20 to 23x for Zealotry, excluding max life. So that is about where I put it. I kind of middle priced it just about. This guy here, there was an exact example of this for 25. I have to go with the prices I'm seeing. It's probably going to end up worth a little bit less than this. I would guess maybe closer to 20x, but 23x is, it's in that range, right? It's in that range. It's not too far off from that. And then last but not least, we have the movement speed one. Now, movement speed plus, there are no identical belts to this. The movement speed roll is good, right? It's a higher tier movement speed roll. The belt in general is solid. It's the low attack speed and cast speed roll, which kind of sucks, but it's good CDR and debuff expiring, I suppose, if you care. So the movement speed roll is really where it's at for this. There was no identical belts to this. Movement speed by itself is minimum 25x, so that's pretty cool. So I think that this will sell probably for, I would say, minimum 25x, but anywhere upwards of about 30, I would say, is the max. There was one that had 2 different stat increase ones. It was I think it was strength and int, and or strength and dex, one of the two, and it was selling for about 30. So I put it right around there, knowing that. But yes, I would say that this is about 30x. So looking at the math here, Bot Frank spent 180x just about on all 10 of his belts, and if these were to sell at these exact prices, it would sell for 215. I would say he'll get probably anywhere from 200 to 230 out of these, if I had to guess. So I bet you he will make about 20x at minimum, which is not a huge win, but it's a cool gamble, and it's cool to see these results, and it's nice to know that there's some kind of like fail safe in place. Now for myself, I spent again about 90x on the 5 sets. I would guesstimate that I'll get anywhere from 100 to 120x back. And I apologize for these ranges, but these are really difficult to price, and I want to be as precise as I can be without being overly precise, and I can't. I don't think I can be more precise than that at the moment, just the way that these are laid out. But so I'm guessing I'll make anywhere from 10, probably more like 100 to 115. So anywhere from 10 to 25x back on these. really depends on things like this selling right, and then for him it's going to depend on things like this selling the crit multi. So that's where it varies. But anyway, this is really cool. Thank you again to Bot Frank for providing the 10 sets, and then I tacked on my 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.